Hello, today we're doing LeetCode problem 1071, which is greatest common divisor of strings. Okay, so this is one of the LeetCode 75, which is the 75 most popular questions on LeetCode. This problem states, for two strings s and t, we say t divides s, if and only if s equals t plus blah 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 t, lots of t's. T is concatenated with itself one or more times, obviously. Given two strings, string 1 and string 2, return the largest string x, such that x divides both string 1 and string 2. All right. So basically we're looking for the largest substring. So if we have ABC, ABC, and string 2 is ABC, obviously the output is ABC. String 1 is aba, ba, ba. And string 2 is aba. So the output is AB. That is they call it the least common divisor, but least common denominator of those two strings. And then LeetCode, there's nothing that's the same. Okay, so let's discuss this first before we try and solve it. So basically we need all caps. Come on, all caps. String 1 has to be a subset of string 2 or vice versa. So basically we need to add string 1 and string 2 together and then reverse it and add string 2 plus string 1 and make sure those are equal. So basically we need to make sure that adding those two together is going to give us some commonalities between those two. So let's start with an easy example. So string 1 is equal to leet. Like put it in quotes, whatever. Leet. What? Leet. Stop it. String 2 is equal to code. Okay, so if we add string 1 plus string 2, we're going to get LeetCode. And if we reverse it and add string, come on, man, I do love the cocktails at night. String 2, we're going to get code leet. Okay, so that's just going to return nada because those don't equal anything. Alright, here's the fun stuff. So we have string 1 equals ABC. String 2 equals ABC. So, okay, we're going to add string 1 plus string 2. That's going to equal ABC, ABC, ABC. I'm tired of typing, so if we add string 2, reverse it and add just that string 2 to string 1, we get the same result. So this confirms that string 1 is basically a subset of string 2. So how are we going to find the greatest common divisor? So basically we need a substringer, right? So we're going to do this. We're going to string 1. We're going to do a substring, which is a Java command. Starting at position 0. Alright, use a little bit of recursion here. So we're going to find the greatest common divisor. So the size of string 1. So we need to make sure. So we have to find basically the size of. So we need to find the characters that we're trying to compare to the entire string. So we're going to find the greatest common divisor of the string 1 and then the GDC, greatest common divisor of the size of string 2. Because we need to know the size so we don't get an index out of range. Alright, so now if we look at this, we're going to see that the GDC of size 1 is ABC. So ABC or STR1. I hate it when they call it, screw it, I'm going to call it string 1. Okay, so ABC for string 1, and then the size of string 2 is ABC, well, ABC. So we're going to get finally we're going to get an answer of this GCD method we're going to create. The size of string 3, the size of string 3, the size of string 1, and the size of string 2, which is 3 and 6. So we're going to find that 3 goes into 6 2 times. So the greatest common divisor of 3, the greatest common divisor of this problem is 3 characters. And so we're just going to return ABC, which is the first 3 characters. Alright, let's do... Alright, so let's do the second one, which is a little bit trickier. So string 1 equals AB. And string 2, what? String 2 equals AB. Alright. So we do the concatenation. So string 1 plus string 2 equals AB. Why did I put a space there? And the same thing for string 2 plus string 1. So the reason we're doing this is to, again, make sure that the subset of string 1 is included in string 2. So those are all good. Alright. Okay, so then we need to do string 1. We gotta do a substring, which too lazy to spell out the word substring apparently in Java. So start at position 0. We need to get the GCD size of string 1. So size of string 1 is 6. Get my parentheses right here. Parentheses. So GDC of size of string 2. I guess sorry, I spelled these out. String 1, string 2. Okay, the size of string 2. Okay, we got enough. 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, so we got a gazillion parentheses. Alright, so what happens here is, so the greatest common number, this is going to be, okay, so the size of string 1 is going to be 4, and the size of string 2 is going to be 6. So the greatest common denominator of that, of 4 and 6, is 2. And so we're going to start at position 0 and return those characters, so it's going to be AB. Alright, how do we code this? That's the question. So let's figure that out. Okay, so here we go. So we're gonna do the check. If not, string 1 plus string 2. What? I'm gonna do the so many parentheses equals string 2 plus string 1. Well, then we're just going to return If they don't equal, then there's no way we can get a substring out of this. Okay. So here's where it gets confusing and fun. So we're going to define an integer called, and I'm just going to call it greatest common divisor. Because I hate when you don't. Because I hate when they use abbreviations. Alright. So we're going to define a method called greatest common divisor. So we're going to pass in stir. I swear, why programs are so lazy? Because they can't spell out the whole word. I don't get it. Greatest common divisor of string 1, but we want the length. Oh! We got a word that it's spelled out correctly instead of abbreviated. And then stir 2 length. All right. Okay. And then we're going to return. So when we're going to do that, and then we're going to return stir 1. So we got to substring it. So we got to figure out what part of the string is repeatable. So greatest common divisor. So when we get the greatest common divisor, we can substring that. And that'll return what we need. All right. So we need to create this method. And so we return an integer and call it greatest common divisor. Int A, int B. So we're going to pass in the length of string 1, string 2. All right, what are we going to do? So very simply, we're going to return. All right, so what equals 0? So there's nothing in B. We're going to return A. Otherwise, we're going to return greatest common divisor. All right, here we go. So we're going to turn B, and then we're going to return A modular B. So if B is 0, we're going to return A, obviously. But if not, we got to do some more work and return B, and then we're going to get the modulus, which is the remainder of A and B. And apparently this is all we need to do. So let's see what I did wrong. So apparently the only thing I did wrong was I used parentheses instead of these brackets or braces or whatever. Anyway, so that worked apparently. Accepted case 1, case 2 here. So apparently this worked. Case 1, case 2, case 3. Outstanding. Submit this. Hey, it was submitted. Alright, the time complexity of this is O of n. All we care about is the input parameters. Those are not going to increase or decrease. Space complexity is the same. We're not doing any calculations that increase the input parameters, so there we go. Alright, hope this helped. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.